All right, Helldivers, I'm back again to better prepare you for the real deal. Let's rank all the enemies in Helldivers 2, including the new varieties coming in the Escalation of Freedom. The more trouble they will cause you, the lower they are going to be on this list. And for the biggest threats, I'll throw in a few tips to help you deal with them. We are going to include both the bugs and the bots. Don't forget to liberate that like button to help spread managed democracy across the universe. However, we have 33 variants to cover and no time to waste, so let's dive right on into the deadliest enemies in Helldivers 2. Starting with 33, the Scavenger is the least threatening enemy in the game. By itself, you could spit on it and defeat it, and even in packs, they are not a threat without deadlier enemies. The only danger they bring is the ability to signal a bug breach. 32, the Pouncer is slightly more trouble because of its ability to force you out of your formation. The range on their jumps is further than you may initially imagine, but a slight slap can smack some sense into them. 31, the Standard Trooper is the easiest bot on this list. Their aim is about as good as the Stormtroopers, and if you find one by itself, it will not even try to fight you. However, Super Earth needs you to not show it any mercy because they are only programmed for violence and hating freedom. Number 30. Then comes the Hive Guard. If you get close to this Terminid, it can deal a massive amount of damage to you. So just don't get close to it. I've seen a lot of people turn and run away from these guys, but because they can trigger bug breaches, this may not always be the best tactic. The Hive Guard will normally be the last bug standing after a wave, and if you work as a team, they are very easy to flank and incapacitate. 29 is the Standard Devastator. There's a vast degree of difficulty between the default version and its variants, so that's why I've separated them on this list. For a cadet, the first time you see one of these, it is terrifying, but veterans have access to a wider selection of armor-piercing equipment, making them barely a speed bump. 28, the Commissar is next, and while it is not an issue by itself, you need to keep an eye on it so that it does not get off a signal flare, which will bog you down for a long time, and their ability to throw grenades will force you to switch your focus fast or to leave your cover. Back to the bugs though with number 27. Warriors are far more deadly than they might at first appear. To start, they are far more conniving than the previously mentioned bots and bugs. They will attempt to cut off your escape route, and they will let their smaller companions charge you first. This means that you will be low on ammunition by the time you are in direct conflict with them. 26, the Bile Warrior is even worse because its bile explosion is triggered, and if you inhale it, you'll be forced to waste one of your stims. 25, the Spitter is a more subtle enemy. By itself, it is harmless, but its danger comes when it's not alone. Their spit will slow you down, and this is the worst effect that can affect you while fighting the bugs. 24 is the original Scout Strider. They are far more accurate than the rank and file, and you either need to shoot them in the crotch with armor-piercing rounds or from behind. The best option to deal with them is from the high ground. Being able to peer down into their chassis can make quick work of them. 23. This one is a far more subtle threat. At first glance, Shriekers may not seem like more than a mild annoyance, but they earn their name. They alert everything in the area to your location. Take them out as fast as possible, or you are going to start getting overwhelmed. But now let's move on to some armor with number 22. The Standard Charger. If you see a young Charger, then it should not pose a threat to you. If you do not see it, then you could end up as paste, but you can return the favor. One shot to the head from any rocket will stop them in their tracks. But there are 3 more versions of this bug that are far more deadly. 21. The Annihilator tank is the easiest of all the tanks in the game. It has the ability to launch you into orbit or pummel you into the dirt, but the turret telegraphs its attack, and has an incredibly slow rotation speed, making it easier to get around. Many times I am able to disable these with merely an impact grenade. 20. The Brood Commander is appropriately named. It can cover ground fast with its charge attack, and the Escalation of Freedom brings a new alpha variant, which you will see much lower on this list. 19. Berserkers are a menace. While it's normally pretty easy to hunker down and fend off the bots, these chainsaw hands will force you out into the open. 18 is a slightly more deadly variant of the tank. The Shredder tank can turn its turret much faster, making it a challenge to get around by yourself. It normally requires some sort of rocket or stratagem to deal with, unless you want to pay the ultimate price. 17. Nursing spewers are far more deadly than their name implies. Their ability to unload the contents of their stomachs can completely melt a Helldiver. Even if you dodge, losing your lower half will still hurt a ton and force you to use a stim. Then number 16 is more deadly because they are the same thing with much more armor. Bile spewers are satisfying to pop, but can be just as deadly as their younger variants. Then their ability to turn into artillery makes them a threat that you cannot ignore. 15. The first of the new types of foes added in the Escalation of Freedom. The Armored Strider comes equipped with a freaking rocket. A random rocket is the leading cause of death of Helldivers. Thankfully, it's just 2 of them. But because of their armored chassis, you will need some sort of explosive or armored penetration. Staying on the theme, 14 is a rocket devastator. Thankfully, their accuracy is garbage, but some of them are bound to hit. Make sure to hit them right in their democracy-hating faces or disable their rocket pods. And number 13 is their heavier version. These are a lot less of a threat at a distance, but are one of the most accurate mid-range units in the game. And their Gatling laser can cut a Helldiver in half, so disable them by hitting their gun arm. 12 is a behemoth charger, just like chargers, but far more durable. This means that they are going to just sow chaos into your formation for much longer and disrupt your squad's ability to function as a team until they are dealt with, and well less durable. Number 11 will do this even better. The new Spore Charger will impair your ability to see and drastically decrease your ability to evaluate threats appropriately, which is why they almost cracked the top 10. And since you made it this far, you should hit that subscribe button. I make videos as often as life lets me, and while I intend to keep covering Helldivers, there are a ton of fun games coming out that I'm excited to share with you. Now back to the 10th most deadly enemy, and we are going to start with Hulks. There are 3 different kinds of them. The least deadly are the 2 range variants. The Bruiser is equipped with a rocket launcher on its left arm and a Gatling laser on its right. And I'm going to also include the Obliterator Hulk here too, because it is incredibly rare, but is equipped with rocket launchers for both arms, making it a terrifying force. The fact that these Hulks attack at range makes it easier to take cover from them. In contrast, number 9 is the Scorcher Hulk, which will rush your position. Dealing with one of these by yourself is a struggle and requires a stratagem or teamwork to bring them down. Number 8 is the new Alpha Brood Commander, bringing in even more opposition forces than its lesser kind. This is going to be an exponential problem. Number 7. The rocket tank is a mobile artillery platform. Good luck trying to hunker down and beat back those waves of bots. You are going to have to rush to advance to these before they can crush your squad. Number 6. The Impaler is going to be the deadliest new enemy getting added. It will tactically cut off your escape route with deadly tentacles. But while it's doing this, it will be in a vulnerable state. Number 5, gunships are a massive threat. They can flank your position in seconds and cut off any escape route while raining hellfire from above. They are heavily armored, limiting your options to eliminate them. You need to come prepared to deal with them or you will not succeed. Number 4, the apex predators of the bugs are the Stalkers. They have evolved to almost perfectly camouflage into their surroundings, and they are the most intelligent of the bugs. They will tactically strike at vulnerable Helldivers and are durable enough to vanish after they know that they have lost their advantage. Thankfully, they are pretty rare and stay relatively close to their nests, making them only the 3rd deadliest bug. Number 3, Bile Titans are a massive problem. Their ranged acid attacks are just as deadly as any of the spewers, and even after you pop their bile sacs, they can still crush you. Your only hope to take it down is with overwhelming firepower. It can shrug off a blow from an orbital rail cannon, making it one of the largest investments to take down. In fact, there's only one that is currently larger. Number 2, Factory Striders fabricate Devastators, but that's not even what makes them so deadly. They have twin Gatling lasers that will eviscerate you, and its cannon turret can snipe you if you don't pay close attention to it. It has the most health out of any enemy in the game, so it will require focus fire from your entire team to take it out. Now let's move on to the #1 most deadly enemy. So what could be more deadly than a Titan or a Factory Strider? If you watch my videos regularly, you probably know what I'm going to say. And for those of you that don't, it might be controversial. However, I genuinely believe hunters are the most deadly enemy in the game. And here's why. They flank you faster than almost any other bug and cut off your escape routes. Then they can cover ground incredibly fast with their hops. And even if they don't kill you, they will slow you down for the hordes or bigger bugs to close in on you. They are always prioritized over any bug other than the Stalker, but they spawn far more frequently, making them cause your death far more often. Here's some more content of mine that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Make sure to let me know your opinion in the comments down below. Do you agree with my list, or do you think I'm wrong? Then like, subscribe, and all those things I'm supposed to say, but mostly I just hope that you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.